Oh, hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rebel Roundup, your Rebel News daily news and opinion show. We are 15 minutes late. The show is also going to be 15 minutes short. It's just scheduling conflicts, things
One
that
of
are
those
out of
days.
everybody's control. It's a Monday of a Tuesday over here at Rebel News. I'm your host, Sheila Gunn, and I'm joined today by my beautiful best friend and Tuesday co-host from Regina, Saskatchewan, Lise Merle, looking very violet today. You look great.
Thanks, Faye. Thanks. It's the new earrings. It's the new earrings. You have no idea how much time I put into finding really interesting earrings for our viewers that don't make noise. Let me know if it's clangy in the
Right.
audio.
No, they're
So
good.
thanks, Sheila Gunn. It's great to be here.
So, because it's super tight today, we're going to get right into the news. But
Mhm.
before we do, I'm going to tell you how you can get involved in the show. You're watching us on Rumble right now. Thumbs up, great free speech platform. You want to have your say and support the work that we do because we'll never take any money from the government. You can leave a Rumble rant. That's our pay chat over there. If it's over the $5 US cutoff, we're reading it on air. If it's under that, we'll do our very best, time permitting. I think I've made it clear time does not permit today. If you are watching us on YouTube, that's a censorship platform, just beware. But they have the ability for you to support us by way of a super chat. Same rules apply if you miss a live version of the show, but you love us. You feel bad for us because our Tuesday is one hell of a Monday today. You can leave a paid comment called a super thanks. Okay, let's get into this.
Mhm.
I love the Rebel News billboard truck. Lise, you love the Rebel News billboard
It
truck.
is the best.
You got to drive the Rebel News billboard truck around your enemies at the Regina Public School Board.
Sure did.
Well, I love that we can use it for non-political things for good.
Mm.
And the Rebel News billboard truck was patrolling around looking for Esther. She's 14 years old. She's missing from Bathurst and Shepherd, that neighborhood at
Oh,
Bathurst and Shepherd. The truck was out just with her image on it, trying to raise awareness.
beautiful.
Um, so if you do have information, the number is 647-557-6735. That's 647-557-6735 with any information about her whereabouts, or just call 911.
Yeah, control room, do we have a photo, just a still photo of Esther that we could put up for the Canadian public? Because as a 14-year-old, well, every female 14-year-old in the country is extraordinarily vulnerable,
Yeah,
and that nobody knows where she is of great concern. And if everybody could just keep their eyes peeled for this little one.
here it is.
There we go. So everybody take a good look. Hey, Olivia, can we zoom in on her face? Just give everybody a real good look at good, a good look at this little Esther, and just know that we are sending our best wishes to her family and what must be just a really, really
Horror.
challenging time. Yeah. Uh, yeah, last seen in Toronto, Ontario, a couple of days ago, which is thoroughly unusual. 14-year-olds don't typically just go off the radar for 4 and 5 days at a time. And in a time, do you remember in British Columbia when the ostrich story was unfolding? Sheila Gunn Reid, there was a missing child not a couple
Yeah.
hours from where that was happening. And resources were pivoted away from that missing child onto the ostriches. And so the Canadian public really does have a part to play in these kind of stories where all of us come together and ensure good outcomes for families and for children. So Esther, come home soon.
Yeah, she left with no shoes.
Oh, honey. Oh,
Yeah.
honey, it's still cool out. It's really cold out. So,
Yes.
yeah, everybody take a good look at this picture. She's got brown hair. It looks like an adorable little 14-year-old. Parted in the middle. Look at her face, Canada. We're on the lookout for this kid. A mama and a family and a dad really need us right now. So if you're in the Toronto area and you have any information, call the number.
Yeah, I was really proud to see the truck out with her image, just touring around, trying to raise awareness. I mean, these poor parents must just feel so helpless.
Well, beside themselves.
Yeah.
Beside themselves. That's but a little girl.
Yes. All right, moving ahead. Canadian patriots rallied in Hamilton today with red ensign flags chanting, "Bring back Mac." So that's John
Sir
A.
Johnny
Macdonald.
Macdonald.
The statue was torn down in 2021. Look at this. That's awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. Look at
Um,
this, Sir Johnny.
Loyalist forever.
Beautiful.
Where are my elbows up
Mm.
boomers at? I
Where
thought
are
you were all
they?
about Canadian history and
Mm.
preserving the nation. Surely the boomers were out there? No, probably not. Of course, they're calling these people racists because they flew
Yeah.
the red ensign, which was our flag for a very long time.
Well, revisionists is what they are. Revisionists is what they are. It wasn't until very, very recently that Sir John A. Macdonald took a beating to his reputation, accelerated through COVID, especially. And it looks like these people are bringing him back. So good for them.
Well, that's why CBC went after Lindsay Shepherd, because she
Sure
wrote
they
a
did.
children's book called A Day with Sir John A. I
Sure
think
she
is what
did.
it is. And
Yep.
so they tried to do their little ambush thing with their what did they call it? They called it a spoof show.
Oh
I
my
guess it
gosh.
is in partnership with APTM, where they ambushed conservative women, and then subsequently they tried with Aaron Gunn and Jonathan Kay. Who else got it? I think it was just those four. Oh,
It
Dallas
was
Brody,
Dallas Brody was part of it.
Francis
Yeah.
Widowson.
Yeah. Yeah. There was an academic that I heard from yesterday on one of the shows that Francis Widowson was on that was also sort of looped into this. One of his colleagues in academia, reportedly, Canada's foremost expert on John A. Macdonald, got the invitation but politely declined. But then said to his friend, "Hey, this media company is doing this piece on John A. Macdonald. Would you be interested?" And got referred. So they were taking referrals from their victims who had to decline. So this, like the layers of deception that happened here, are just extraordinary.
And the
Really
amount of money. Well,
quite unforgivable. Yes.
CBC is out there panhandling to the Heritage Committee saying they need more money, they need more money, they need more money, while nobody watches them. And then they spend, I'm going to guess, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They gave Francis an envelope of cash that
Yeah, yep. Mm,
don't take per diem in
mm,
cash
mm.
unless you're working for a drug dealer.
Red flags up.
Yeah.
Somebody gives you an envelope full of cash. Just that's when you
No,
know
it's a trap.
it's not all on the up and up.
Let's go to that moving speech from Mark Carney at the World Economic Forum. You know, the one that made Matt Genereux change teams,
Yeah.
and that is repeatedly cited as just breathtaking and really just a game
Aspirational.
changer.
Yeah.
Aspirational, where he's like, you know, we really need to lean into mediocrity, is what I understood it to be,
You
because
know,
he's
us
like the
middle
middle powers.
the middle powers must stay in the middle, and we are gonna sidle up to China, you
Yeah.
know, as the method of the way that we push this through. That one, you mean? That
Yeah,
one
well,
that appeals to the
it has now caused a breakdown in an 80-year long, I think, roughly, military partnership with the Americans.
Who could have
Well,
seen this coming?
who could have seen this
Who?
coming? They cite it directly. This isn't just me pointing at things and saying, well, this wasn't helpful. That probably was especially agitating. No, they're citing it directly. So the Undersecretary of War, Elbridge Colby, which is a hell of a name for your
Ethan, that is a
Undersecretary of
great.
War.
You know what? Just shout out to what is it?
Elbridge Colby.
Colby's mother. Okay, she picked a great birth name for her son. I love this. It's like filibuster Cumberbund. Like there's something
Right.
just.
Right. You were destined for greatness with this
Yep.
name.
Yep.
He says, a strong Canada that prioritizes hard work over rhetoric benefits us all. Unfortunately, Canada has failed to make credible progress on its defense commitments. Sure have. The Department of War is pausing the Permanent Joint Board on Defense to reassess how this forum benefits shared North American defense. Scroll down. We can no longer avoid the gaps between rhetoric and reality. Real powers must sustain our rhetoric with shared defense and security responsibilities. He links to the WEF video.
No.
Delivering on shared continental defense begins by recognizing our shared geography. Only by investing in our own defense capabilities will Americans and Canadians be safe, secure, and prosperous.
Brother, yes, the security umbrella of the United States is something that's very important to Canadians. Thank you so much for noticing. Also, I love how in the immediate aftermath of the Davos speech, the entire corrupt mainstream media was fangirling over Mark Carney. I mean, absolutely
Yeah.
falling over themselves to compliment what he said at Davos on that stage. The whole time, I'm like, do they think that the Americans aren't going to see this? Like it was almost like they thought they're not going to notice. They're not going to know. Nobody's going to know. They're going to
Nobody's gonna
know.
know. They're
They're
gonna
going
know.
to know. They know. They like obviously now they know. And thank you so much to what's his name again? Sheila can Reid. Say it in my ear.
Elbridge Colby.
Ooh, thank
I
you so
know.
much, Elbridge Covey, for pointing out that obvious reality that Canadians agree with.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we've got this video from Ezra that, as Ezra dubs it, how dare the United States abandon us militarily? Also, Canada, we're going to abandon the US militarily. So
Right.
let's watch. And it's Mark Carney.
The days of our military sending 70 cents of every dollars to the United States are over.
Lies.
The progress that we have made in the partnership
Here it
sets
is.
us up well for the new world order.
Our old relationship with the United States,
Uh-huh.
a relationship based on steadily increasing integration, is over. We recognize that
Wild.
the relationship that Canada has had with the United States, one that for more than 40 years has been based on steadily deepening integration, is over. From free trade deal through
Unreal.
to CUSMA, deepening integration in military aspects. And that process of deepening integration is over. The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations, is over. As I've stressed repeatedly, our old relationship, based on steadily increasing integration, is over. Trade.
This is wild. Just
I mean,
wild.
for Canada to pretend to be shocked right now is wild. It's like breaking up with your boyfriend 20 times, telling him you've broken up with him several times, and then being shocked when he packs up his stuff and moves out.
Right, when he gets a new girlfriend.
Right,
By
you're
the
like, "What?"
way, we just want to, right? Just like when he gets a new girlfriend, you're like, what? What do you even mean?
You're cheating on me.
How dare you cheat on me? That's exactly it. When he says it's over, what he means is between Ottawa and Washington, D.C. Okay, that's what he's
Right.
saying. That is distinctly different from the people of the West who say to our American brethren, it's on, brothers. Like, let's go get it together. Obviously, Ottawa isn't interested in helping us develop our relationship. But listen, the West will be America's new girlfriend. Okay, we will just sail into the
Right.
sunset together.
Right. Break up
Happily.
with Canada
Hmm.
and we'll go study.
Pair up with the West. Right.
Like, what did he think was going to happen? Then everybody is shocked. They're saying, oh, we upped our military spending. You gave raises to the military, which is fine. That's what they deserve.
Yeah,
But they're shoehorning all kinds of stuff into
girl,
and counting it as military spending.
Well, they're recruiting foreign mercenaries to work in the
Right.
Canadian military, which then immediately falls apart because they bring all of their foreign baggage with them. And then they say, we made such hearty investments into our military, United States. Like, polite round of applause, please, in United States. Like, we got our finger on the nuke. What you're doing with the trans flag and your little DEI initiatives in the Canadian military isn't helping towards, the security interests of North America. And all of this to say, I really love having international relations with the United States, specifically Elbridge Colby. Okay,
Elbridge Colby,
this is what international
Undersecretary under Pete Hegseth.
put us in charge.
Okay, we do need to hit an ad break because we do have an ad read, but I just wanted, this video is crazy. Toronto man on scooter. I'm responsible for 10,000 views of this. Toronto man on scooter tries to stop a man from beating up the guy who tried to steal the guy's bike, and then almost has his scooter stolen by the same bike thief. And I just watched it over and over again because it's like Fibonacci sequence of everything I hate about Toronto.
This is just
Okay.
bins worthy. Okay, right here. This is
Yeah.
just bins. Okay, so here we have.
The
Here
guy
we
in the
got-
purple almost
Okay.
had his bike stolen by this loser on the ground. So
Okay.
he's fighting him. The
He's
guy in the
laying a
scooter
licking.
guy in the scooter intervenes. He's like, "Hey, bro, it's just a bike, blah 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 blah."
Leave him
Okay,
alone,
watch.
bro. Why you so mad?
And then he tries to steal the Good Samaritan scooter, and then all of a sudden, choking a guy out ain't so wrong.
Oh God. You know what this is gonna you know what this is gonna do, Sheila? Olivia Chow is gonna see this and say, we must invest in $2 billion more scooters. Look at the violence because
She's
of a
gonna
lack
make
of
bikes free in
That's right.
Toronto to stop
Yes.
the bike theft. That's what
Yes.
she's gonna do.
That would be the solution. But oh my goodness, this is just classic. Like, by all means, let this
Let's watch
be
one
the
more
Toronto.
time.
Can you imagine Toronto tourism trying to defend this? Visit Toronto with the longest rainbow crosswalk in the world. Look at our neighborly people just
Hey,
loving each
bro,
other.
calm down. It's just
Come
a
in
bike.
for a hug. Come in for a hug. Oh, this is great. Let's hug it out.
And then, give me your scooter. Then he chokes him out.
And people are just walking like this is a totally normal occurrence. Okay, where did the guy
No.
in the purple go now? Did he jump in
I
an
don't know, to
Uber?
grab his bike, I guess.
You got to jump in an Uber to chase down your stolen scooter.
No, he's got his
Oh.
bike. There he's going. He's got his
Oh.
bike back.
Interesting. Are those okay? Well, this is just too much. Anyway, it's great to know that Toronto is just
Torontoing.
Torontoing.
It's just they're just another day in Toronto, Canada's largest
Cool.
city.
I-
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
No, I was just gonna say let's hit an ad break. We'll be
Yeah.
back on the other side. Stay safe, Toronto. Use your bike locks. In Canada, firearms owners like me understand the importance of safe, effective self-defense options. That's why we're proud to have Byrna as a sponsor. Byrna's less lethal launchers are designed to help protect you and your family without taking a life. Byrna offers peace of mind, accessibility, and a practical layer of personal security for Canadians who value safety. Learn more at byrna.ca/rebel. That's byrna.ca/rebel.
Canada's been told to just quit smoking for decades, same message over and over, and yet millions of Canadians still smoke. So let's ask a follow-up question. For those who don't quit, what about change? In 2026, Canada has options that didn't exist years ago. Smoke-free alternatives for adults who would otherwise continue smoking. That doesn't mean risk-free, it means informed choice. If you don't smoke, don't start. If you smoke, quit. But for those who don't quit, change could still be part of the conversation. That's why Canadians should check out unsmoke.ca, an information resource focused on smoke-free alternatives and honest facts, not judgment. Put the lighter down, Canada. Learn what your options are.
You know, I must tell you that I'm so pleased to see Ezra advocating for the use of smokeless nicotine. As a non-smoker, I'm an advocate for nicotine. It's brain juice. Anyways, I will I'll read this ad from our friends at Rumble Wallet. We hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers, or limiting access, you're in control. And if you've ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, you've felt that problem. Now, fast forward to today, everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels complicated. That's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all of that complexity and makes it simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stable coins, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like me directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description, download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. Well, that's wonderful. I hope one day I understand crypto. I've had many people try to explain it to me, and I think I'm a reasonably intelligent person some days.
I Sheila, I identify as an 83-year-old woman as it pertains to tech. Like, unless you call me, and
I've seen you try
explain
to
what
use a new phone.
I'm telling you, I'll tell the world. Like, we need to, we're going to cover this on Only Grants one day.
Only
What is
grants. Let
crypto?
us.
What is?
What is crypto and
We're all gonna
how
find
to
out.
avoid sending it to a Nigerian scammer?
Yep.
Yep.
On Only Grants coming up.
Coming
Look
up
forward
on
to it, you
Only
guys.
Grants.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go to this video from Nenshi.
Oh Lord.
And then we'll discuss the independent stuff, and then I think we've got 2 cringes. I really want to get to the cringe. Okay, so Naheed Nenshi. He says Danielle Smith is pushing her separatist referendum to save her job. We're fighting back to save our country. This should have been the cringe, because the way he talks just makes it feels like the inside of my ears being licked by somebody gross when he talks. You know?
Just somebody right up in there.
Oh, it's like a full body dry heave. Anyways, let's listen.
Mm-hmm.
A judge ruled what Danielle Smith is doing on separatism is illegal. But also, she gave Danielle Smith an out, an escape clause, a get out of jail free card. She could have put this separatist garbage to bed once and for all. But she didn't. She tripled down on it. And why did she do that? Because look, Danielle Smith would not have been the premier without the support of separatists. She owes them. The separatist leaders claim that she told them that they didn't have to get the signatures, that regardless of what the court said, regardless of what the Indigenous people say, she would give them their referendum this fall. And now the courts have said she can't. Even her own cabinet ministers are telling her to end this separatist nonsense. But she can't, because she's got nothing else. We're in a cost of living crisis. Mums and dads can't afford food for their kids. The price of gas is out of control. The public healthcare system has collapsed. The public education system is following fast. There's no jobs for our kids. There's no economic plan for the future.
Who
and they massively
edited
increased
this? I
your
can't handle the
taxes.
jump
But Danielle
cuts.
Smith
It's
doesn't
gonna
want us to
give
talk
me a
about that
stroke.
this summer. She wants us to talk about the deal she made with the separatists, so we're distracted from this terrible, terrible government. This is a dangerous game. She's putting our very country at risk. The judge gave her an escape route. So Danielle Smith, cancel the referendum and get back to work.
I can't handle whoever edited that in the NDP war room. Stop it. The constantly jumping in and out is fine for YouTube reaction videos filmed by a 22-year-old who's reacting to 90 Day Fiancé. But for a serious political ad, that's terrible.
Yes.
I can't watch that.
Agreed.
And his tone and affect is so off-putting. And I know I'm not for everybody, so I understand. But when he closes his eyes, like he's just so fed up with his job and all of us, it's so unappealing, and it's so gross from a man, because it's very like I'm sick of you, like I'm sick of your garbage, kids. Can you please wipe the crumbs off the countertop?
Oh, like, Sheila Gunn, Reid, I'm so happy you brought up this setting, because him in a kitchen nattering. I bet he's barefoot right by the stove right after making that whining, nagging statement. But he the parts that I noted was he calls it separatist garbage. So does that sort of imbue that Nenshi believes that people that want to, a different path away from Ottawa are garbage? She calls us trash. He says that Danielle Smith owes them. She owes the separatists. Baloney, Nenshi. She represents them. There is such a distinct difference
Albertans,
between that's right.
They're Albertans, and we're allowed a vote.
It's so profoundly disturbing to see, especially NDP politicians, advocate for silencing citizens in this world. That is your freaking job, sir. Listen to the people. Clearly, Nenshi is just inside his echo chamber, like in his fake kitchen there. Well, not representing the people of Alberta, that's for sure.
And Danielle Smith's polling numbers continue to go up, and his continue to tank. So she doesn't need the referendum to save her job, but he might.
Yeah. Yes, exactly this. No, I can't remember the last time where an elected politician called people trash or their ideas trash, and it went well for that politician.
Right.
Like let's ask Jason Kenney.
Right. Let's
ask him.
ask Jason Kenney when you start calling 1 in 3, and that's conservative. 1 in 3.
Ooh. Many First Nations people. Nancy, you calling them trash?
You're calling them trash.
Calling them trash. Well, them's fighting words, I
I
feel
guess
like.
you are. I guess you are. And that's why
Well,
the NDP
let's go.
continue to suck.
Let's fight it out at the ballot box, shall we?
Let's do Scott Moe promising to protect Saskatchewan families in latest
Ooh.
party email.
This is a little interesting change in messaging coming out of the Sask Party in Saskatchewan. If we could bring that up, Olivia. So this is from this last weekend. It's a nice little refresher what the Sask Party was concentrating on at the legislature in the spring session, which is just wrapped. Premier Scott Moe used his final question period to outline our government's commitment to protecting Saskatchewan families first, communities, patients, and economy. And I believe that that's true. I believe that that's true. Turns out that Saskatchewan families need protecting right now. We're all familiar with the drag queen field trip story. We've reached out to Premier Scott Moe and our education minister for comment on that story, and we look forward to hearing how the Sask Party government plans to protect families in Saskatchewan further.
Right.
But I thought that was really telling.
It is really telling because it's top of mind for a lot of Saskatchewan families. And then you noted that the NDP are perfectly fine with all this nonsense. And you send a screenshot from
let's all
last
just speak.
year.
Let's just hey, let's be accustomed. Let's get acquainted with the party that's A-okay with drag queens and kids. So here we have NDP MLA Alina Young with Mira Conway, Nicole Sauer, and Nathaniel Teed from Saskatoon, the queer NDP MLA, at the stunning drag brunch.
Stunning.
Hey,
that's
Olivia,
one word. That's one way to put it.
Can you zoom in, Olivia, just real quick on that photo? Yeah, get in real close. Like, let's look who's here. So there's Mira Conway and Alina Young, and a row of full-grown males.
There's a little one there, and then a little one there. I didn't even notice the kids.
Oh, girl, I'm so happy. I blurred their faces because unlike their mothers, I wanted to give them dignity. The original photo showed their kids participating in this. And from what I can tell you, from our report that has over 45,000 views over a long weekend, 1,400 comments. Yeah. What Rebel News' report revealed is that there is an overwhelming public sentiment believing that all drag performances are not safe for work, are not appropriate for kids, and should never, ever, ever, ever have been exposed to Saskatchewan students. Look at these buttes. They got more love, you guys, Rebel fam. You guys gave them more love from all the way around the world. Australia, Ireland, so many from Canada and the United States. Thanks so much for keeping an eye on this story. And Premier Scott Moe, we look forward to you protecting the families of Saskatchewan more. Thank you.
Yes. And check your email. That story triggered a tip to me that I forwarded along to you.
Girl.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I'm sure
we're looking into it. We're going to start
fired up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit the cringe. And then I have...
or piece it out.
Yeah, I have an unfolding catastrophe that I need to deal with. So the cringe. Trudeau spoke at the 2026 Women Deliver Conference. Why? I don't know. Just taking up a women's space. And there's Katie Telford sitting beside him. And you can tell by her body language, she's trying to shift away from him. This is crazy. It's 4.5 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing. But I think he's telling on himself.
Let's listen.
As a teacher, because I started a school newspaper, and allowed one of the students in the private school I taught briefly at, to write an article because he was frustrated that he was always getting corrected and detention for his untucked shirt or lack of school uniform, he was a sloppy and cool kid. But he pointed out that every girl in the school wore her skirt way above her knees. And he
God
said,
forbid.
well, no, but that was also the rule. You couldn't tuck you had to keep your shirt tucked in. You had to have the skirt to the knees. And he said, it's totally unfair that there's a double standard on applying these rules. I say, well, what do you mean? And why do you think that is? Have you thought about it? And he ended up writing an essay suggesting that maybe the predominantly male teaching staff was slightly uncomfortable at pointing out to these, teenage girls that their skirts was too short, and it was just awkward for a male teacher to be pointing out
let's go.
that in a deliberate way. And he said, I understand that, but geez, why do you have to come down twice as hard on me then, and I'm the only one? And I thought it was a really interesting perspective, and brought forward an interesting thought challenge. So I had the student publish this, and the newspaper got shut down the very next week. And that was, there's no easy way to rebel. I remember getting in huge fights as a kid with teachers that, I'm a classic Gen Xer, so I have trouble with authority unless
the layers of depravity that just got divulged in that little talk. My God.
He let a kid publish an op-ed suggesting the male teachers are attracted to the teenage female students.
No, that the teachers are awkward around the team, that they couldn't,
Right.
There was no way. But the subcontext of that is that they liked it and they were allowing it, because Justin Trudeau as a teacher could have walked in and been like, hey, here's the policy, girls, your skirts have to be at your knees. Okay, if your skirts aren't knee length, then you have to go to detention after school. Okay, that's the deal. He didn't enforce the rules that were supposed to safeguard the girls,
Right.
and he just admitted that to the world. Oh,
I know.
what a piece of garbage.
Oh,
Clearly.
my dog is bumping the camera.
Clearly they didn't talk about that before he started riffing.
Oh, you could
because
see
she was like,
Telford just shifting and she couldn't get comfortable. She's shrugging.
please,
She
Justin,
was-
shut up. Please,
shut
Justin,
up. Shut up. Yeah.
And because he's comfortable with her, because they've had such a long relationship, he didn't pick up on her social cues
Right.
to shut up. Oh my God. Katy Perry, keep him. Please, by all means, keep him. Keep him
know
to
what?
yourself.
Tomorrow for the cringe, let's react to the video of Katy Perry trying to order a Jack Daniels, I think it was, but she couldn't in Canada, but she was in Ontario and she couldn't get it because of the booze ban. And it's like, you can't get, and the bartender's like, you can't get it because of that guy. Let's react to that tomorrow.
Let's do that. Put it on the list.
The other independence thing, Olivia, will move ahead for tomorrow. I'm very sorry for the compressed show. If Olivia permits, we can go long tomorrow. And to make up the difference. Thank you so much, Lise. Thank you. Sorry about the compressed show. I've got it's a disaster
Honey, it's
today.
fine. Please don't apologize. We know that in our business, news travels at the speed of light, and there are always 8 billion other pressing things. So we'll see you tomorrow, Canada.
Yes.
Okay, tune in.
Yes. See you tomorrow, everybody. Olivia, thank you. Thank you for your patience, everybody at home. Tomorrow is Western Wednesdays. It's a Buffalo panel, so lots to talk about. We'll have a panelist or panelists, and the things that we missed today, we'll talk about tomorrow. I promise you. We'll see you tomorrow. And as we always say on the show here, if you find us offensive, maybe don't find us at all. Are you 18 to 30, curious, ambitious, and tired of cookie cutter journalism? Then listen up. I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. I'm the chief reporter at Rebel News, but I'm also the president of the Independent Press Gallery. And I'm excited to tell you that applications are now open for the 2026 Student Journalism Conference, a 3-day, all expenses paid training experience in Toronto, August 28th to 30th. That means your travel, your hotel, and your meals are all covered. You just bring the drive. This isn't a lecture hall snooze fest. It's hands-on reporting, real-world skills, practical training, and direct access to experienced independent journalists who know how the media landscape in Canada actually works. This year's theme is citizenship and civil liberties, 2 issues that matter now more than ever. You'll also compete in a live collaborative reporting challenge, creating a real journalism project with a chance to win the grand prize. And here's the big part. Past graduates are now working in independent media organizations all over Canada, building careers, breaking stories, and making a difference. Only 20 applicants will be selected, so the competition is real. Deadline to apply is June 14th. If you've got grit, curiosity, and something to say, apply now at studentjournalismconference.com. Canada needs more journalists who ask tough questions. Maybe one of them